Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mothers and fathers, sons and daughters, tonight I do not come to you with sweet words. I do not come to paint pretty pictures or whisper soft dreams into your ears. No, tonight I bring a bitter message, a message many would rather not hear, a message that stings and burns like salt on an open wound, but a message that must be spoken. Look around you. Look into the streets, the alleys, the cities, the broken homes. Look into the tired faces, the empty eyes, the restless hearts. This is not the life we were meant to live. This is not the destiny we were created for. Something is terribly wrong. Something is broken beyond human repair. We have put our trust in the wrong things. We have chased after the winds of pleasure, fame, and fortune, thinking they would fill the aching void in our souls, but they have left us emptier than before. We have trusted the wisdom of men, the strength of armies, the promises of kings, and yet we are more fearful, more divided, more lost than any time in living memory. The truth is hard. There is no hope in ourselves. There is no light in our own strength. There is no future in the road we are walking. The bitterness of life without true hope is a heavy burden. It eats away at joy. It suffocates peace. It kills dreams in the cradle and leaves us wandering like shadows in the night. Some say, give it time, things will get better. Some say, education will save us, technology will save us, progress will save us. But have they? Are we not more sophisticated in our despair? Are we not more educated in our hatred? Are we not faster in our destruction? The darkness creeps in deeper now, thicker than the blackest storm, and all the while we pretend it is getting brighter, but inside we know the bitter truth. Hope without the truth is no hope at all. I bring you no easy answers tonight, no cheap comfort, no false assurances, only this: if we continue on the path we are walking, the lonely path of pride, of self, of rebellion, there is no happy ending. There is no happy ending. A bitter message, yes, but better a bitter truth than a sweet lie. Better a hard awakening than a dream that leads to death. Tonight, as you sit there, ask yourself, is this all there is? Is this what your soul was made for? You were made for more than hopelessness. You were made for more than empty days and sleepless nights. But you will never find the way by digging deeper into yourself. The well is dry. The candle is out. The road is broken. There is only one way forward. One road that is not an illusion. One hand that can lift you from the pit. But you must want it. You must admit the truth. You must face the bitter before you can find the better. The night is cold. The hour is late. And the clock is ticking. Choose your path while there is still time. Everywhere you turn, there are signs of the great fracture, the wound that will not heal. Nations rise against nations, brother against brother, hearts filled with hatred, minds clouded with confusion. We have built our cities, we have built our towers, but we have not built peace. We have touched the stars, but we cannot touch each other's hearts. We have more knowledge than any generation before us, and yet we stumble like blind men in the dark. The streets are filled with anger. The homes are filled with silence. The hearts are filled with fear. You can see it in the eyes of the young who no longer dream. You can hear it in the tired voices of the old who no longer hope. You can feel it in your own chest if you dare to be still long enough. The world groans. It groans under the weight of its own brokenness. We were made for something better than this. Deep inside every human being, there is a longing for a world that works, a world where justice rolls like a mighty river, where love is not a rare thing but the air we breathe. We long for it because it was meant to be, yet, no matter how hard we try, we cannot seem to get there. Every generation promises to fix the mistakes of the last. Every generation says, this time it will be different. And yet the wars continue, the hatred deepens, the emptiness grows. Our leaders make their speeches, our scholars write their books, our scientists unlock the secrets of the universe, but none can mend the torn fabric of the human soul. Technology can make life faster, but it cannot make life fuller. Education can make us smarter, but it cannot make us wiser. Wealth can make us richer, but it cannot make us happier. The world is broken, and no human hand can fix it. Why is it this way? Because we have tried to build a world without the one who made the world. We have tried to write our own laws, chart our own course, light our own fires, but the fires have gone out. The maps have failed us, and the laws we write are powerless to change the heart. There is a sickness in the human heart that no government can heal, no machine can repair, no philosophy can cure. It is a sickness of pride, a sickness of selfishness, a sickness of rebellion. We have turned from the source of life, and now we wonder why everything tastes of death. We have turned from the source of light, and now we stumble in darkness. Look around you, the signs are everywhere. A world drunk on violence, hollow with greed, desperate for meaning. A world that dresses up its despair with entertainment, that tries to silence the gnawing emptiness with noise and flashing lights. A world that races faster and faster toward the cliff, convinced it can outrun the consequences. The brokenness of the world is not just out there, it is in here, inside each one of us. It is easy to blame the politicians, the criminals, the other nations, the other people. But if we are honest, we know the brokenness runs through our own hearts. Every bitter word we have spoken, every selfish deed we have done, every moment we chose our way instead of the right way, these are the small cracks that make the great fractures. Tonight, the world stands like a great, crumbling building, teetering on the edge. Some try to patch it up with new ideas, others pretend it isn't falling, and still others simply close their eyes and hope for the best. But denial will not save us. Optimism alone will not heal us. A broken world cannot fix itself. There must be something, someone greater than us, stronger than us, outside of us to save us. If not, there is no hope. If not, this bitter cycle of despair will simply go on, generation after generation, until the last light goes out. The world is broken, but brokenness is not the end of the story. There is still a way. There is still a voice calling out in the darkness, a hand reaching down into the pit. There is still hope, but not in ourselves, not in our wisdom, not in our strength. The world is broken, and the first step toward healing is to admit it, to stop pretending, to stop running, to fall to our knees and cry out for what we cannot create. Redemption, forgiveness, life. The world is broken, but the one who made it is not. We are a people who have placed our hopes in all the wrong things. We are a generation running after false promises, chasing after dreams that vanish like mist in the morning sun. We are a world full of men and women who have believed the lie that we can build our own towers to heaven, that we can carve out our own salvation with our own hands. We have placed our hope in money. We thought that if we just had enough, if we could pile it high enough, we would be safe. We thought that gold and silver could buy us security, could purchase for us a life free from fear and sorrow. But how quickly fortunes vanish, how quickly the markets fall, how quickly a life's work can be wiped away by one turn of the wheel. Money cannot keep your heart from breaking. Money cannot heal a dying body. Money cannot buy peace with God. We have placed our hope in politics. We thought that if we could just elect the right leaders, pass the right laws, build the right systems, we could create a perfect world. We thought that with the right government, we could wipe away hatred, erase injustice, banish violence. But what have we found? Corruption runs deep. Leaders rise up only to fall again. Nations crumble. Treaties are broken. Promises are forgotten. No politician, no king, no ruler can save the soul of a nation. No law written on paper can change the human heart. We have placed our hope in science and technology. We thought that if we could discover enough, invent enough, control enough, we could solve every problem. We sent men to the moon. We split the atom. We unlocked the code of life itself. And yet, with all our knowledge, we have not ended war. With all our inventions, we have not created peace. With all our brilliance, we have not found the cure for the sickness inside the soul of man. We have placed our hope in pleasure. We thought that if we could just feel good enough, if we could entertain ourselves enough, if we could numb the ache inside, we would be happy. And so we run after pleasure like a thirsty man chasing a mirage in the desert. But the more we drink, the thirstier we become. The parties grow louder, but the laughter grows emptier. The lights grow brighter, but the darkness inside grows heavier. Pleasure is a cruel master. It promises joy, but delivers only emptiness. We have placed our hope in ourselves. We have believed the oldest lie of all, that we are enough. That if we just try harder, if we just work longer, if we just believe in ourselves, we can climb our way to heaven. But the ladder we are climbing is broken. The foundation we are standing on is sinking sand. Our hearts are too weak, our wills too unsteady, our vision too clouded to find the way home on our own. False hopes fail us. They always have, they always will. They sparkle for a moment like a jewel in the sun, but when you reach out to take hold of them, they crumble into dust. They are empty wells that hold no water. They are broken cisterns that cannot satisfy the thirsting soul. And the tragedy is not just that we have hoped in these things. The tragedy is that we have refused to see the truth when they failed us. We stumble and fall, and instead of looking upward, we dig deeper into the same pit. We build new idols, make new promises to ourselves, chase new dreams, all while the true hope stands before us with open arms. There is only one hope that does not fail. There is only one rock that does not crumble. There is only one fountain that never runs dry. It is not found in wealth. It is not found in politics. It is not found in science. It is not found in pleasure, and it is not found in ourselves. False hopes are many, but true hope is one. Tonight, if you feel the emptiness of broken promises, if you hear the hollow echo of dreams that could not satisfy, do not despair. That emptiness is a gift. That longing is a call. It is a sign that you were made for more. You were made for something, someone far greater than all the fading hopes of this world. Lay down the false hopes tonight. Let go of the dreams that only lead to disappointment. Turn away from the wells that hold no water. There is a hope that never fails, and it is calling your name. We live in a world that tells us to believe in ourselves. From the time we are young, we are taught that deep inside of us is all the strength we will ever need. We are told to look within, to trust our own hearts, to follow our own wisdom. But look where it has brought us. Look at the world we have made by trusting in ourselves. Look at the sorrow, the hatred, the fear, the division. Look at the broken homes, the broken promises, the broken hearts. There is no hope in ourselves, no matter how loud the world shouts otherwise, no matter how many songs or speeches or slogans tell us to just believe. The truth remains, we are not enough. We were never meant to be enough. We have trusted in our own strength, but it fails us. We have trusted in our own wisdom, but it leads us astray. We have trusted in our own goodness, but it cannot cover the stains of our sin. Deep down, we know it. We know that for all our talents, for all our achievements, there is a weakness we cannot overcome. There is a flaw in the human heart that no amount of effort can erase. We try to be better, we try to do better, but again and again we fall. Like a man trying to climb out of a pit by pulling on his own bootstraps, we cannot lift ourselves high enough. We cannot save ourselves. The human heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. It whispers lies in our ears. It tells us we are strong when we are weak. It tells us we are wise when we are foolish. It tells us we are righteous when we are lost, and the world applauds, and we applaud ourselves all the while walking deeper into darkness. If we could save ourselves, why do we still hurt each other? If we could save ourselves, why do we still fear death? If we could save ourselves, why do we lie awake at night with a gnawing emptiness that nothing in this world can fill? We cannot educate our way out of it. We cannot legislate our way out of it. We cannot entertain our way out of it. We cannot distract ourselves long enough to forget that something is terribly wrong inside us. Men have built empires, but they have crumbled. Men have written philosophies, but they have fallen apart. Men have waged wars for causes they thought were just, only to find themselves drowning in their own blood. There is no hope in ourselves. We are like a ship lost at sea without a compass, tossed by every wave, blown by every wind. We try to steer ourselves, but we are at the mercy of storms we cannot control. We are like patients with a sickness that no earthly doctor can cure, trying to heal ourselves with broken remedies. We are like prisoners locked in a cell of our own making, trying to pick the lock with our bare hands. And yet, despite all the evidence, pride blinds us. We do not want to admit our need. We do not want to confess our weakness. We would rather stumble and fall again and again than cry out for the help we desperately need. We would rather sit in darkness than admit that we cannot create the light. But tonight, if you can hear the truth, if you can feel the weight of your own brokenness, know this: you are not alone. You are not beyond hope, but the hope is not in you. The hope is not in your strength, your goodness, your wisdom, your achievements. It is not in turning inward, it is in lifting your eyes upward. Hope begins when pride dies. Hope begins when we stop looking to ourselves and start looking to the one who made us. Hope begins when we admit what we are, broken, weak, lost, and in need of a Savior. There is no shame in admitting the truth. The shame is in pretending that we are whole when we are shattered. Tonight, you stand at a crossroads. One path says, trust yourself. You are enough. It is a wide and easy road, but it leads only to more emptiness, more sorrow, more despair. The other path says, lay down your pride. Surrender your broken heart. Trust in the one who can save. It is a narrow road, but it leads to life, and life more abundant. There is no hope in ourselves, but there is hope, real hope, when we stop trusting in ourselves and start trusting in the only one who can rescue our souls. We live in a time when people do not want the truth. We would rather be comforted by a lie than confronted by reality. We would rather close our eyes to the storm than face the wind head on. We wrap ourselves in illusions. We paint our walls with empty promises. And we convince ourselves that everything is fine even as the ground trembles beneath our feet. But the bitter truth must be faced. The truth is not always easy to hear. It cuts like a sword. It exposes what we try so hard to hide. It tears away the masks we wear, the excuses we offer, the stories we tell ourselves. It lays bare the soul. It brings the hidden things into the light. The bitter truth is this: we are not as good as we think we are. We are not as strong as we pretend to be. We are not as wise as we boast. We are sinners, each one of us, fallen short of the glory we were meant to reflect. We have broken the laws of God. We have turned away from his ways. We have chosen darkness over light, selfishness over love, pride over humility, and the world is reaping the harvest of our rebellion. Look around, hatred grows like a wildfire, violence fills our streets, greed poisons our relationships, fear grips our hearts, Despair stalks our minds. And yet we still want to believe the lie that we are progressing, that we are getting better, that somehow, some way, the brokenness will fix itself if we just keep trying harder. The bitter truth is that no system, no philosophy, no human effort can heal the wound that runs through the heart of mankind. The problem is not outside of us, it is inside of us. The enemy is not simply out there. It is in here, in our own hearts. We cannot escape the truth by denying it. We cannot silence the truth by ignoring it. We cannot change the truth by rewriting it. Truth stands eternal. It does not bend to our wishes or our whims. It does not change with the times or evolve with society. It is a rock that does not move, no matter how fierce the winds of culture may blow. And the truth is this: we are lost without God. We are dead in our sins. We are powerless to save ourselves. You can cover it up with wealth. You can distract yourself with pleasure. You can numb yourself with busyness. But in the quiet moments, when the lights are off and the noise fades, the truth still stands before you. The bitter truth must be faced. It is bitter because it humbles us. It is bitter because it breaks us. It is bitter because it strips away every false hope and every empty pride. But listen closely, it is not bitter to destroy you. It is bitter to save you, because once you face the truth, once you fall to your knees and confess the reality of your brokenness, there is mercy, there is grace, there is hope. The bitterness of truth is the gateway to the sweetness of life. Until you face the truth, you will never be free. Until you admit the depth of the darkness, you will never see the brilliance of the light. Until you recognize your need, you will never experience the miracle of being made whole. Tonight you can go on pretending. You can patch the cracks. You can paint over the rot. You can wear a smile and carry the weight of your soul in silence. Or you can face the bitter truth and find the beginning of freedom. The bitter truth is not your enemy. The bitter truth is the doorway to your greatest hope. The world is rushing toward a cliff, and most are content to dance to the music, to laugh and feast and pretend the edge is not coming. But the cliff is real, the fall is certain, the consequences are eternal. Will you face the truth tonight? Will you lay down your pride? Will you stop running from the only voice that speaks to the deepest part of you? You cannot save yourself. You cannot heal yourself. You cannot make yourself clean. But there is one who can. There is one who stands ready to take the broken pieces of your life and make them new. The bitter truth must be faced, and when it is, the sweet promise of redemption is waiting on the other side. There is a cry deep within every human heart. It is the cry that says, there must be more than this. You can hear it in the restless striving of men and women chasing after success, after pleasure, after meaning. You can hear it in the songs of the broken-hearted, in the silent prayers of the lonely, in the weary sighs of those who have everything the world offers, and yet find themselves empty. We were made for more. You were not created just to survive another day, to punch the clock, to live for the weekend, to chase the next thrill, to buy the next thing, and then do it all over again. You were not made just to grow old and fade away. Deep inside you, there is a hunger that no amount of money, no number of trophies, no title or applause can ever satisfy. Deep inside you is the mark of eternity, the fingerprint of the one who made you. The world will tell you otherwise. The world will tell you that this is all there is: a few short years, a few fleeting pleasures, and then the end. The world will tell you to live for yourself, to grab all you can, to enjoy the moment because tomorrow you die. But something inside you knows better. Something inside you knows that you were not meant for dust and decay. You were not meant for brokenness and bitterness. You were not meant to live and die without meaning. We were made for more. Look at the beauty of the world, the sunrise over the mountains, the roar of the ocean, the majesty of the stars spread out like jewels across the heavens. These are not accidents. They are signposts, whispers from a creator who calls out to us, who reminds us with every sunrise there is more. Look at the love between a parent and a child, the selfless acts of a friend, the moments of forgiveness that defy logic. These are echoes of a higher reality, a deeper truth. They are not random. They are reminders of a greater love, a greater purpose, a greater destiny. But somewhere along the way, we lost our way. We traded the more we were made for something less. We settled for a life built on sand instead of rock. We filled our days with distractions instead of destiny. Sin entered the world, and with it came death, fear, shame, and separation. The connection we were meant to have with our Creator was broken. And ever since, humanity has been trying to fill the void with anything and everything except the one thing that can truly satisfy. We were made for more than sin. We were made for more than guilt. We were made for more than fear and failure. We were made for life abundant, eternal, unstoppable life. And that life is not found in ourselves. It is not found in our own strength, our own wisdom, or our own goodness. It is found in the one who made us. It is found in the one who loved us so much that he would not leave us in our brokenness. It is found in the one who stretched out his arms and took upon himself the weight of all our sins, all our failures, all our regrets. You were made for more than what this world offers. You were made for relationship, not religion. You were made for love, not fear. You were made for purpose, not aimlessness. You were made for hope, not despair. And tonight, if you are tired of running, if you are tired of chasing dreams that turn into dust in your hands, if you are tired of pretending that you are satisfied when you are empty inside, there is hope. There is a door standing open. There is a hand reaching out. There is a voice calling your name. You were made for more, and that more is closer than you think. You don't have to keep wandering. You don't have to keep searching. You don't have to live another day chained to the emptiness inside. The life you were made for is not a distant dream. It is a gift being offered to you right now, not by your own merit, not by your own effort, but by grace, a gift you could never earn but can only receive. You were made for more, and tonight you can step into the life you were created for. There comes a time in every life when a choice must be made. There comes a moment when the voice of truth is too loud to ignore, when the tug on the heart is too strong to resist, when the crossroads stands plainly before you, and you know you cannot stand still any longer. You must choose. All through life, we are faced with choices, some small, some great, but there is one choice greater than all the rest. It is not the choice of what career to follow, what house to buy, what city to live in. It is not the choice of what school to attend or what dreams to pursue. It is the choice of what you will do with the truth of God's call to your heart. You see, you cannot escape it. You cannot hide from it. You cannot pretend it does not matter, because the decision you make about your soul is the decision that echoes into eternity. A choice must be made. The world will tell you to put it off. The world will tell you there is always tomorrow. The world will tell you there is no urgency, no danger, no need to hurry, but the clock is ticking. Time is slipping through your fingers like sand. The breath in your lungs is not guaranteed another moment. The Bible says, now is the accepted time. Today is the day of salvation. And not tomorrow, not next week, not someday when it's convenient, when life settles down, when you have finished chasing all your other dreams. Today, because every day you delay, your heart grows harder. Every day you say, not yet, your ears become more deaf to the voice of the Spirit. Every day you push the choice aside, you move closer to the edge, without even realizing it. A choice must be made. There are only two roads. There are only two masters. There are only two destinies. One road is broad and easy, filled with crowds, filled with laughter, filled with the promises of pleasure and success. But at the end of that road is death, spiritual death, eternal separation from the God who made you and loves you. The other road is narrow. It is not always easy. It calls for surrender, for repentance, for humility. But at the end of that road is life abundant here and now, and life everlasting in the presence of your Creator. There is no middle road. There is no safe fence to sit on. There is no third option where you can hold onto the world with one hand and reach for heaven with the other. Jesus said, "He who is not with me is against me," and neutrality is a choice. Silence is a choice. Delay is a choice. And tonight you must choose. Will you choose the way of the world, the way that leads only to disappointment and death? Or will you choose the way of life, the way of forgiveness, the way of hope? Will you cling to your pride, yourself, sufficiency, your illusions of control? Or will you lay it all down at the feet of the one who gave everything for you? It is not enough to simply admire the teachings of Christ. It is not enough to simply respect him as a good man, a wise teacher, a great example. He did not leave that option open to us. He said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." You must choose, and understand this: to choose him is to choose life. To choose him is to find the peace your heart has been searching for. To choose him is to find a joy the world cannot give and cannot take away. But it costs something. It costs your pride. It costs your self-will. It costs your life surrendered into the hands of the one who can remake it far better than you ever could. The greatest tragedy is not that people reject the truth. The greatest tragedy is that they walk away from it because they are afraid to make a choice. You are standing at the crossroads tonight. The signposts are clear. The voice is calling. One road leads to death. One road leads to life. A choice must be made, and you must make it. Which will you choose?